And we're going to get into why I think this is an attack on American men. We have a DA's office in New York that's prosecuting men left and right. That's trying to prosecute men left and right. We got Trump. I talked about Jonathan Majors, how that shouldn't even be a story, but it is because, again, they have a chance to prosecute men. So make sure that y'all like the stream. I'm your host, Jay the Black. This country is going down the drain. You see, this is why you see so much negativity towards black men who leave this country to go overseas. Because it exposes that this country has a lot of undateable women and it has a lot of corruption. And the fact that we are at this point where people, and I'm going to get into this trans person that is getting a lot of protection in the media when they committed a crime out of their own hatred for Christians. This trans person killed a black man. Does that matter? Or does it matter that this and killed children? I'm not discounting that at all, but I just want to say this to you black people that are defending this trans person and saying that it shouldn't matter if they're trans. Yes, it does. It goes into their ideology. You know, people like this person here are sick. Now, let's see who's here. Shout out to Liana. Appreciate that. All right, let's see. Zentura, Rolly Bird, Eric, Chris, Mets champion, Ronald, Slim South, Costellar, Too Cool for You, TW, Bronx, Dante's Inferno, Lovely K, Lando, JJ Diesel, I'm Him was good. Is it Raheem? How you pronounce it? What's going on, everybody? What's good? Rhino. Ryuga, what's good? This country is going down the drain, man. Listen, let me tell you why this is happening. What's good, Pop Smoke, 2 Block Falcon? America is losing the proxy war in Ukraine. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into the origins of why they're pursuing this now as hard as they are. Is because they're losing the war, the proxy war in Ukraine. They're sending all that money to Ukraine and they're still losing. And they're about to face a major defeat in a place called Bakhmut. The Russian forces are about to take that over. And once they do, they're going to have nothing keeping them from going to the capital of Ukraine. Argerine, what's good? Mark Stewart, was good? Wood 2K, what's up, Sovereign? This is why they're pursuing this. They don't want Donald Trump to stop them from destroying this country due to wars. Because Donald Trump doesn't want to go to war. He wants to protect Israel, but he doesn't want to go to war. And I've been warning y'all about this. All you people that were celebrating Joe Biden becoming president, I want y'all to understand it doesn't stop with Donald Trump. You should not be able to prosecute your political rivals. This is what they do in third world countries that we go in and invade. This is a dumb move. It really is. Let's go, Wallace. Bernice, what's up? Make sure y'all like the stream, man. We really gonna get into this. We're gonna get deep into this. They're losing the proxy war in Ukraine. They done sent billions of dollars over there and they're still losing. They're sending all these weapons and tanks, anti-aircraft missiles. And they're still losing by a wide margin. They trained an army in Ukraine for years, and that army got destroyed. And now what's left is a bunch of mercenaries and Ukraine's best troops, and they're going to be picked apart And the next couple of days, Russia is going to claim victory over Bakhmut. This is why they are doing this. They are desperate to keep these wars. They want to go to war with China. I mean, this is how crazy this administration is. This is the administration that you people, I'm not talking about y'all here in the chat room because y'all understand what I'm saying. But a lot of you weirdos was in my chat room in 2020 celebrating Joe Biden becoming president, not understanding the type of people he was going to put in power because you don't understand the geopolitics that are going on in this world. What's good, Gerald? Jack Downs, what's up? Cliff, what's good? Make sure y'all like the stream. America's trying to fight Russia and China. Well, not head on. They want to fight China head on, which I think would be a mistake because China has an industrial base that is superior to whatever we got going on here. We are a lazy country militarily. We've been fighting small wars around the country for years. We've been funding terrorist groups all over the world. Look at the embarrassment of Afghanistan. Look how we left Afghanistan. This administration. And listen, we're gonna have a conversation. We're gonna have a discussion today. I want y'all to be informed of what's going on out here. They were so ready to start this proxy war with Russia that they left all this expensive equipment in Afghanistan. Just left the country. They couldn't wait to get out because they wanted to start this proxy war. This is what your Joe Biden administration is doing. And what they didn't bank on was the fact that with the sanctions that they put on Russia, as soon as Russia put boots on the ground in Ukraine, it backfired. Russia's economy is better than it's ever been. They are an exporter. They don't really seek to import important goods. They are the exporters. Oil, I think food as well, some other things. And that's a huge country that is already they are training hundreds of thousands of men for war. A lot of those men they haven't even used yet. Ukraine is losing hundreds of thousands of soldiers over the last year. The weapons that we're sending over there, a lot of them are ending up on the black market. This is the administration that some of you celebrated getting back into power, not understanding the demons that you were going to put in charge, the warmongers. They want to destroy anybody that threatens them financially and militarily. But they met their match because, see, Russia is battle hardened. They've been fighting for over a year. You think these lazy, he, him, she, her, what's your pronoun, military soldiers is going to be able to go there and fight on another country's? They're going to obliterate the American soldiers. They're taking it easy. They're taking it easy on the Ukrainian soldiers compared to what they're going to do to you Americans. When you put your boots on the ground, they're going to enjoy obliterating you. This country has been declining for probably over 20 years now, probably maybe more, because we're so used to being the bully. And the thing is about a bully, when a person's been bullying for so long, they forget that, they could get knocked out too. And so they continue the same patterns instead of realizing, listen, I'm going to have to work on my fighting skills, but they don't. They continue to go out here and think they're going to talk crazy to people and nobody's going to stand up to them. But what happens when somebody stands up to you and knock you out? What happens then? Yeah, I know, Eric. I made Nick of you. You know what, Eric? Let me. This is a side note because I'm talking about Donald Trump and men. There were people that saw those Jonathan Majors text messages. There was a lot of you black women, and they try to make it seem like he's still guilty, even though she was apologetic. If he was beating on her, why is she apologetic? And he called the police first. I really wish a lot of you women would stop. Well, never mind, because a lot of y'all hate black men so much, you're going to demonize them anyway. You're going to demonize them anyway. What's up, Be Fierce? Make sure y'all like the stream. We're getting deep to the root of why this is happening. This is just a distraction because they were going to use, and I know I'm flipping back and forth, but I got two of these people on here. We're going to get into them using this. They was going to use this shooting to talk about gun reform, right? Only for them to try to deflect from the fact that a trans heifer winning there shooting those innocent people. These are the Joe Biden supporters. This heifer right here, this wannabe male, this is a typical Joe Biden supporter. What's up, Sydney, the gaming foodie? Queen Kiki, what's up? Make sure y'all like the stream, huh? We getting to the root of this, people. I want y'all to know why they're doing this. They need Trump to get out of the way so they can go to war with Russia and China, not understanding that China, we get all our shit from China. We sent our whole industrial base over there. Where you think you get your Air Jordans from? You get your Air Jordan tennis shoes from China. They're made in China. I believe your iPhones are made there too. We depend on China for a lot of things. Weren't we trying to get masks from them back in 2020? And China cannot wait to sink that aircraft carrier. Y'all know that aircraft carrier in the Pacific? Oh, they can't wait to sink that.
Jay, they hate men, but can't live without us.
Right, 92 Dolo. Appreciate that. Of course, these women love D. Even you bisexual women, you lesbian heifers, y'all love D too. That's why you got multiple children. And you can't explain that. I want y'all to understand that they want to stop Trump from becoming president because they know that he's not going to want to go to war with Russia and China, and they have to. It's about resources. They have to. They want the resources of Russia and China, but those are countries with nuclear weapons. Are you serious? And they're not ran by fools like this country is. This country is ran by fools, by morons, by vicious criminals. Jean-Marie, what's up? Link was good. Tony was good. Knight, what's up? You should pick your battles wisely, but they're so desperate. Let me tell y'all what's going to happen. Russia's going to, when they take Bakhmut, they're going to steamroll Ukraine. They've already destroyed their best soldiers. Now they've sent a lot of their, that idiot Zelensky, he's a cokehead. They done sent all their best soldiers to basically be encircled, and they're going to destroy them. They're going to dismantle them. They're already in central Bakhmut. So they're close to taking the entire city, which they're probably going to do by Monday. And then they're going to have nothing stopping them from going right to Kiev, which is the capital of Ukraine. They're going to have nothing stopping them from getting to Kiev. And they're really going to get desperate. They're really going to get desperate. But I want y'all to understand that this is why they're going after Trump. It ain't got nothing to do with Twitter. It ain't got nothing to do with the fact that he may or may not have given Stormy Daniels money. It has everything to do with the fact that he stands in the way of them keeping their global supremacy. I told y'all, these boomers hate. They hate this country because it's a lot of these boomers and these Gen Xers who are destroying this country. They don't care about the future. They just care about filling their pockets with that money that they're sending to Ukraine because they're getting a cutback. The Republican rhinos, right? You got all these Republican rhinos. And let me say this about DeSantis. Shout out to Robert Lee. DeSantis is not who you think he is. That guy is very establishment. I think he basically is going off of the blueprint of Trump, but he doesn't have the personality and he doesn't have the charisma of Trump. He doesn't. The guy is establishment through and through. Go look at when he was a senator. He was a senator or a congressman. Forgive me.
This country is soft.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. I mean, look at the males. The males are just as soft as the women. Your country is being destroyed. You think this is going to stop Trump supporters? Do you know how much people want to believe in something? You're going to give them a messiah. You're going to make Trump into a messiah. Even the people that don't like Trump, and I've been seeing this since this news dropped, there are people that don't even like Trump who are saying this is messed up. I don't agree with this. And that's what you don't want. He's serving the House of Representatives. Right. Appreciate that, Isaiah. Make sure y'all like the stream too. DeSantis talks a big game, but according to some of these people living in Florida, he ain't doing shit. I saw this one woman. She like, DeSantis is saying he's going to do this and that, and he doesn't do anything. And I'm like, it's like that in Florida? Because I see him talk and he's talking about how he's going to take this from Disney and but he doesn't do anything. He's all talk, no action. Like most rhinos. This is where we're at. I think Trump knew this was going to happen. Because you have the CIA, you got the FBI, all of them are working in that district attorney's office. You got a bunch of CIA. You got a bunch of CIA working at the DA. Trump doesn't even live in New York. But New York is very liberal, and they know that they can pursue this there. Listen, Trump loves Israel, but he doesn't love war. You're going to make Trump into a messiah. Look at, you know how lit these rallies are going to be? Trump is probably going to show video of himself. That's if this happens. He's going to show video of himself going to the police station. He's going to milk this. And he's going to get more donation dollars, and he's going to actually get some of those independents that were on the fence about him to support him as well. All people need is a reason to support somebody. You said that, Robert. Trump does scare them. Because he doesn't want to fight wars all over the country that we can't win. All we can do is fight economic wars and try to isolate people, but that's not working. When did Ron DeSantis say that, Wallace? Did he really say? I thought he said he was going to get involved. I thought he said he wasn't going to get involved.
Trump scares them because he is brutally honest, and most of all, he can't be hot. He has no allegiance to anyone but himself.
Appreciate that. So when you look at where we are in this country and why I say they're going after men, it's all there. They make, you said that tonight? Okay. If he said that, he probably said it because he was under pressure, because he knows that the Republican voters are watching. Shout out to Robert Lee again.
That was supposed to say he can't be bought.
Oh, appreciate that. They're going after men. Hold on a second. They're going after men because we are the easy target. It's easy to go after us, right? Let me tell you why it's easy to go after us. This reminds me of the Tory Lanez situation. I know we've exhausted ourselves on the Tory Lanez situation. I know I have. But I'm noticing that they're ramping up the prosecution of men. It doesn't matter what it is. Look at the Jonathan Majors situation. That should not be convened in any court. The girlfriend backtracked. She apologized to Jonathan Majors. She is the one who started that altercation. Whatever that altercation is, but people want to make it seem like, oh, he did beat her. They're ramping up their attacks on men. Listen, look at Passport Bros. Look at how Passport Bros get demonized, right? You got free thinking black men who think for themselves. They're not chasing heifers in America. They're going overseas. They're learning different languages. You see, they put black men in such a box, and I don't want to make this a black and white thing, but I like to be very specific. I don't like to be, too general sometimes. I want to be specific. There's a lot going on. You already see Caucasian men in this country going to other countries, moving out of the United States, taking their money and resources with them. But you're seeing black men do it. And that's a trend that they can't ignore. That's a trend they can't ignore. Any man that shows an ounce of masculinity, that thinks for himself, that's not ran by his woman, he's going to be attacked. Trump has represented that since day one. And even other men. Look at Andrew Tate. Look at what's going on with Andrew Tate. Why is Andrew Tate in jail? Can somebody explain that to me? Because there has been evidence to come out to contradict the allegations towards him. But once again, he's sitting in jail off of the word of some heifer. Just like Trump is being indicted off his dealings with these Americanized heifers. This is why they hate red pill philosophy. And I need to get back to speaking, truth to power on red pill. Let y'all know exactly what it really is and not what it ain't.
It is amazing how we are watching a party openly use every underhanded means to get a guy out of political contention. These RNC and DNC lifers got PPL focused on Trump, so they have no more disruption to the games they run on the everyday citizen.
Absolutely. Appreciate that, Abor. Thank you, man. That's what they want, right? They want to get him out of the way. Because again, Trump represents masculinity, whether y'all like him or not. The guy is not ran by his wife. The guy is not talking about female empowerment and feminism and social justice. He doesn't represent the effeminate, cucked male. A lot of these cucked males, they love to run their mouths because they're just like women. They hate men who show an ounce of 2-3 ounces of masculinity. They don't want that. They want men who are going to do as they're told. And when you look at the black community, there's no community that do what they're told the most than black men. Black men do what they're told more than anybody in this country. In this country, anyway. Because in other countries, we not let no woman run us. Ask, what's her name? I just did a video on her. The reality TV star I did a video on. Brittany Taylor. Like, she complained about how her Nigerian baby father wouldn't take her shit, basically. Right? You see, men from other countries are not going to just do what they're told. Well, unless you're living in Germany or what's these other countries in the EU? Some of these EU countries, right? Denmark, maybe not Denmark, but these Norwegian countries like Norway and Sweden, those men probably do what they're told. Canada, shout out to the Canadian bros up there who speak against all that. Any man that stands up for himself and he is not led by a woman, they attack him. Yeah, France, any EU country outside of Hungary, but any EU country, Poland. I mean, countries that are completely cucked. Very docile. A lot of those European countries are very docile. The UK, like a lot of those countries are very docile. They're led by, these Norwegian countries that are led by women. That actually want to stand up to Russia. Can you believe this? Like they wouldn't get blown off the map. Finland, ran by heifers. Canada basically is ran by a heifer, but it's a male heifer. But this was going. Those are the type of men that they want. Justin Trudeau's. They want Emmanuel Macron's, even though he shows a little bit more of a backbone than Trudeau. Just a tiny bit more than Trudeau. They don't want Vladimir Putin's, They don't want Xi Jinping's, right? Erdogan's. They don't want those type of guys. They want docile, weak men who are going to do what they're told. Boris Johnson, you can even put him in there. Guys talking about how they're feminists and how they want to do more for women because they want to use those women to gain power, These women are being manipulated. They don't even know it. This is what's going on out here. I just want y'all to know what's going on. They are trying to cuck the world. You see a guy like Donald Trump. He's not taking shit from nobody. Not his wife. Not anybody. And people try to make a big deal about Melania, how she doesn't want to hold his hand, all that. I don't think Trump gives a shit. Is she going to leave him? Then leave. He don't care. They want a lot of beta male energy out here. Oh, Ron DeSantis said that? Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if Trump and DeSantis are playing people.
Good brother.
Working
it's
together.
Good to see you great content outside of what's going on in the YouTube streets that everyone else seems mesmerized by. Distraction. You on it. Thank you.
Appreciate that, David X. Shout out to you. I'm always going to keep my eye on the ball. What's going on out here. Because there's a lot that's going on out here. There's a lot that's going on out here that people may not know. Okay, our country is going down. I say our country because I'm from here. I'm not from nowhere else. We can talk about how our ancestors from this place and that place. You don't know that. There were melanated people here in America for thousands of years. All right. Get that pink skirt wearing heifer out of here. What is this person name? Pink Slang. Get Pink Slang out of here, please, moderators. Y'all want to come in here with your skirts on. This ain't the time. If you ain't got nothing productive to say, grab your purse and leave, right? Grab your purse and leave, right? Grab your knockoff purse and leave. We're having a discussion here. People always want to come in here and redirect the conversation. A bunch of Joe Biden supporters, a guy who has been accused and has groped girls. I mean, we've seen the videos, and that's the guy y'all voting for. That guy is a certified creep. Guess what his son names him in his phone? Guess what Joe Biden's nickname name is in his own son's phone? Go see what never mind. But that's who y'all out here supporting, man. A certified creep. Y'all want to know what a weirdo looks like? Is Joe Biden. The guy is a career creep. But that's the person that y'all support. The guy is known as Creepy Joe. But go look at what his son calls him in his phone. And that tells you everything you need to know about the people that support that guy. But back to Trump. Listen, if anybody with an ounce of masculinity, they're going to be attacked because they want to cuck the world and they want to have like this. They have these men on top and they have a bunch of women over everybody else. Because men are always going to be on top, ladies. You may think you have some power in this world, but there's going to be men who are going to be over you, who are going to be giving you orders, right? That's how it goes. That's how it goes. And Trump represents everything they hate in men. I've seen men cry for the last 5 years about Trump. 6 years. Grown men cry about Donald Trump, especially these celebrities. Y'all tell me, Jay, why are you talking about these celebrities? They didn't do nothing. But have you seen them doing political season? Do you see how they're on Twitter and Instagram campaigning for political candidates and shaming people who don't vote the way that they do? But you want me to take it easy on these people who are pushing agendas that are harmful, and you think I'm going to sit there and not call them out? These are degenerates. Why wouldn't I call out degenerates? Not all of them, but there's a plethora of them who are degenerates. They're liberal women. Like, I'm always going to go in on liberal women. Aisha Curry, Sierra, all these liberal Democratic women are going to get cooked. They're going to get cooked. And they deserve to get cooked because look at the politics that they're pushing. They deserve it. And I'm not going to not go in on them because you think they're good people. They're not good people to me. Aisha Curry's dancing around in a video talking about vote for Joe. A certified creep. A weirdo. So no, I'm not gonna take it easy on these people and not talk about these people. These people are dangerous to society. And that's what we have to understand. That's what we have to understand. So y'all not gonna get Pink Slang out of here? Let's see. Moderators, y'all see Pink Slang in there. Y'all not gonna get him out of here? Do I need to be the lone moderator? Yeah, notifications just come slow, man. That's how it is with YouTube, man. They do that. They do that. Let me say this about Donald Trump. I don't agree with everything Donald Trump says or does. I really don't. I don't agree with 100% of anybody. I have my criticisms of Trump, but I don't hate the guy, and I don't think he should be indicted. I don't think they should be indicted. I don't think Trump needs to be indicted. This to me is absolutely ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. And we're gonna see that. We're gonna see that. A lot of you people don't know what's gonna happen around the corner. It's about to get crazy out here. If these people in the administration decide to go to war with China, man, a country that is right over the pond. They're right over the pond. Okay, good. And let me say this too to the people that disagree with me. I have no problem with people disagreeing with me. But if you're just going to be in here insulting, then you don't deserve to be here. See, I know why you come in here and insult, because you know that you can't refute anything I'm saying. Yes, I'm on Rumble. Rumble at Jada Black. If you can't, because I know y'all can't. Y'all couldn't refute what I said in 2020. Just come in here with the insults. That makes you look weak. It makes me look right. That's why y'all look unhinged. There's a lot of countries. Africa wants nothing to do with America. And trust me, they have tried to be friendly with America. It's not like that's something a stance they've always had. They've always been pro-American in a lot of these African countries. What's up, Poetry? Make sure y'all like the stream as well. I just want y'all to understand that you know, we are at a very pivotal time. We could be going to war with two superpowers. We can't fight them. Who are we? Who are we? Are we the Byzantine Empire? The Eastern Roman Empire in the Middle Ages? They couldn't fight nobody. They were surrounded on all sides. So they used diplomacy and trickery in order to turn their enemies against each other. But at some point, that didn't work. You couldn't pay your enemies to go away. You can't do that forever. And what happened with the Eastern Roman Empire? It ended up crumbling because you can't pay everybody off. Your army is being pushed back to the gates of Constantinople until you have to go out and get mercenaries. And you got to get other people to fight your battles because you don't have enough, until you've withered to hiding behind your walls. And another powerful army that you thought you could defeat is standing right there in front of you on both sides, and you can't escape. Well, you can escape or you can fight. The last Eastern Roman emperor decided to fight. He didn't run. But the people in this administration, if they were surrounded on all fronts, they'd run. Or they'd push that nuclear button. But you know that if you do that, these other countries got nukes too, and they would wipe us off the map. Russia has some of the best submarines ever with nukes on it. And we're fucking around with those people. These are the type of unhinged individuals we have in the US government. They don't need to be in power much longer. They need to get out of here before they end up having us all wiped out, because these countries are getting fed up with us. We have turned America into an empire. We have allowed wokeism, and Erica Badu may not like this, Erica, but wokeism is not because of you. You didn't start or build anything. Woke is a term that you may have coined, but it's been used to the detriment of that particular word. We're fucking around with countries with nukes. This is how crazy the people who are running this country are. This is how crazy they are. And I think they're using us as a shield. These people think, you know what I'm saying? And they think that they can do all this and nothing's going to happen. Okay. People are tired of America. They are tired of the meddling. They're tired of the regime changes. And they're going to want their get back. I told y'all, China is waiting for an opportunity to sink that aircraft carrier in the Pacific. They're waiting for an opportunity to sink it. The countries that we're trying to start war with are right across the water from us. That's how much of these are the lunatics that we have here. So that is why I believe they are targeting Trump. They're willing to destroy everybody in order to grab resources. This how, in their hatred for Trump, you have a lot of people of, from the so-called tribe of Israel who are in high positions in this government, and they have a special hatred for Trump. Not for Trump, well, for Trump, but for Russia and Vladimir Putin. See, America thought that they could regime change and they could, ruin economies in order to get what they want. That's not going to work anymore. They're going to have to fight now. They're going to have to fight these other countries. All this regime changing, all this ruining economies, it ain't going to help no more. They're going to have to fight. So they're going to send you these pronoun having soldiers over there to be obliterated. Because you see, Russia and China, they're not going to go easy on you. Russia went easy on Ukraine. They tiptoed around Ukraine, going from town to town. They didn't destroy cities and villages on purpose. They wanted to keep the infrastructure together, even if it meant Ukraine getting supplies where they need to get to. They still tried to keep the infrastructure in place because they have a soft spot for Ukraine. But you red, white, and blue American soldiers and all your arrogance, you step 1 foot on Ukrainian or Russian soil, they're going to hypersonic missile you into the atmosphere. That's what they cannot wait for American troops to go over there. But with these unhinged people, when they see that they are losing this proxy war, and they are, because Russia's going to take over Ukraine, they're going to send soldiers over there, and those soldiers are going to get wiped off the map as well. They're going to send your sons, and they're going to send, your brothers, your cousins over there to be wiped out. That's what they're going to do. These are the people that we have in our government. This is what they want. They just cannot stand that other countries are developing faster than America. But that was by our own greed. We sent the industrial industry over to China. We did that because we always thought China would be a backwater country ran by dictators. But what they did not expect was for China to modernize, because China has a lot of smart people that they would send over here to get educated, and they go right back to China. Or, they have their own programs over there. And they're raising their children to study, and they're raising their children to love their country. They're raising their children to respect themselves, respect their parents, respect authority. And what are we doing over here? We worrying about pronouns. That's what we concerned about. We concerned about pronouns. That's what we give a shit about. Making sure that we have the right pronouns for these mentally unstable people. Like this person here. Let me put this weirdo on the screen. Like this person here. This is what we more concerned about. We more concerned about pronouns. We're more concerned about protecting the feelings of trans people. But look at what's happening here. This is the second trans person that's done this. There was a trans person in Texas that did that shooting in Texas. Then goes Uvalde. That was a trans person as well, or a person that identified as part of the alphabet community. This unhinged heifer who thinks that she's a guy but has to bleed every month and hates it, decided to plan and put into action this crime. And there are people that want to give this idiot a pass. This person hated themselves so much that they said, you know what? I hate myself in my life. I'm going to go end other people's lives. These are the type of people that are being coddled in the media. These people right here. I don't give a shit if you like what me call them these people all you want to. This animal decided to end the life of 6 people. End the life of 6 people. 3 children that did nothing to this idiot. 3 adults that did nothing to this idiot. And they decide, you know what, I'm going to go and I'm going to end the lives of those people. Why? They say he wasn't. Well, nobody refuted that, Trill. Nobody refuted that. I didn't hear nobody refute that, Trill. They protected that person's identity, brother. Okay? They're protecting that person's identity. That's why we never had a clear picture of who actually. Yeah, they were part of the alphabet community. Non-binary. I think they were non-binary. You said it was bi, non-binary. It is what it is. They were still part of the same group. They all were under the same umbrella. And that's what they're trying to hide in the media. They're trying to hide it in the media. That's why they're trying to deflect from this shooting. Because they're going to have to talk about the person that did it. There are families that lost children, that lost loved ones because of this person that hated themselves. And let me tell you about what's going on in society. There are so many people who hate, society teaches women to hate their femininity to the point to where they want to become men. You got women who hate their femininity so much that they would prefer to be males. Because women of today are taught to hate their femininity. Look at movies and TV shows. They always try to make the female characters just like men. And you know what's crazy? 1 minute you got a woman on screen, right? Kicking a whole bunch of grown men's asses, right? The next thing you know, she's on Instagram twerking and thirst trapping. That's crazy. Like, wait a minute, you on Instagram thirst trapping and twerking, but then you're in movies and TV shows kicking the ass of a bunch of grown men and you're masculine. You're covered up, right? But when you get on the ground, you showing them yams. Like, what's up here? I see that a lot, man. That's a lot of hypocrites out here, man. You hate your femininity, but you love showing them assets off. Out here getting BBLs. But society is teaching women to hate their femininity to the point to where they want to identify as men. But let me tell you something, you lesbians and you non-binary, you he, him, heifers, you will never be men. You will never, ever, ever be men. You should embrace the fact that you're a woman. But they hate themselves. They hate who they are. And because they hate who they are, they're willing to end the lives of others and themselves. These are people who want to off themselves, but they want to off other people. Because they can't go get help because you got people pandering to people with mental issues who need psychological evaluations. And these people are being pandered to when they need help. This female, because I don't care about your pronouns, this female needed psychological help. Yes, they do. This female decided that she wanted to end the lives of 6 people. I don't care what community she's from. She harmed the lives of other people. She ruined families. There are families that will never get over this. We have a lot of mentally unstable people who are being pandered to. We need to stop that. That's why I say this country is becoming Sodom and Gomorrah. There are people who don't believe in the Bible, right? What's good, Bronx? Make sure y'all like the stream. What's good, Daisy? Steven, what's good? Severe, what's up? But y'all can't tell me that America ain't becoming Sodom and Gomorrah. How they're trying to make your children, they're trying to teach your children about having relations, having them at drag shows. Like what? You got men going into women's bathrooms. They're trying to normalize mental illness. I'm sorry. If you are gay or you are a lesbian, you like dating the people of the same gender, but you're not somebody that's out here trying to push agendas. You're just living your life. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people who identify like you, but they are out here doing the most. Some of these people probably ain't even gay. They're just pretending to be so they can get access to women. This is what America has become, right? We went from being a society built on faith and family to being a society on decline, decadence, the last years of the Roman Empire. But Rome lasted longer than America. That's the crazy thing. Rome lasted longer than America may possibly last on the track that is going. Like we are heading downward fast. And the hostile takeover of this government shows you exactly why we are where we're at. I had to get on here and talk to y'all, man. We are declining fast, faster than any empire probably in history. We shouldn't even be an empire. We should be a country that cares about ourselves, looking to protect ourselves, not looking to protect the interests of the billionaires, elites, the people in Wall Street, all right? Military contractors. We don't even have a strong military because we don't preach strength in military. We preach destroying people economically. Regime changing. What happens when you can't regime change? You're going to have to put boots on the ground. You're going to have to go in and invade. I would love to see what America does in Ukraine if they put boots on the ground there, thinking the shit's going to be sweet. You got those battle-hardened Wagner and Russian troops waiting on them. They've been fighting for a year straight. You don't think they're going to be chomping at the bit to blow you to pieces? We are becoming Sodom and Gomorrah. This is why they are targeting men who are leaving this country. But they're like, where are you going? We're America. Where are you going? Why are you leaving, black man? You don't want these big butt heifers in America? Shout out to Sovereign.
People who study the Bible say America is Mystery Babylon.
Appreciate that. America is Mystery Babylon. We're definitely there. We're definitely there. We are basically on the wrong side of history. But we've done it to ourselves. We've done it to ourselves. We have nobody but ourselves to blame for this steep decline. The people that we vote for, the people that we support, that we believe in, our value system is fucked up. We don't believe in family and faith anymore. You got all these so-called atheists. They want things to be chaotic and disruptive because they claim that there's no faith, there's no being out there. But let me tell you something about people that don't believe in anything. When you don't believe in anything, you'll fall for anything. So I can't fault men especially men. I can't fault men for leaving this country. Look at what this country is becoming. They are arresting political opponents. This is how far we have fallen. We damn near have lost every war we've had. Look how we left Afghanistan. We are just a failing country. And if you can't see it, then you're not looking. Salute to everybody that's here, man. We are a failing country. We are failing. You can't say, when you look at people can say what they want about the Bible, but a lot of that stuff is becoming more and more true. It is. Look at what's going on here in America, especially. This country was built on family and faith, and look at what's happened to it. Drag story time? We got a bunch of warmongers that just want to go around the world fighting wars they can't win. We left Afghanistan in disgrace. Now we want to go up against Russia and China, countries that we tried to regime change, and it failed, and it's going to continue to fail. Strong patriarchal countries can't be defeated by a bunch of pronoun pushing, mentally unstable people. We have fallen so far. We have. Because of weak leadership. Weak leadership always destroys countries. Weak leadership always leads to the fall of a society. Why? For money? You can only have that money with you when you're alive. What happens when you're no longer alive? You can't have that money with you. These people are just full of hate, and they want to destroy anybody that gets in their way. And they want to cuck men and destroy any man that, stands up for himself and is not led by his woman. You see, men, I see you guys, right? I see these men, right? Or these males, they're led by their woman. Their woman is their spokesperson. They're led by her. I see a lot of men who are comfortable being led by their women. I would never let a woman run me, lead me, because she probably don't even know what she's doing. And a woman should never get out of her femininity to lead, because when you're leading a relationship, you are displaying masculine traits. And that's probably why a lot of you women are single. Men don't care about the fact that you got your own place to stay or a car or a job. We don't care. We don't care about your education. Your education doesn't matter to us. Your education doesn't matter. You think it matters. It don't matter to us because a lot of you got degrees and you're dumb anyway. You're dumb. You don't know what's going on in the world. You're a liberal. You support people who go against the interests that you're trying to push. You want to be a family woman, right? You're all about family, but you support liberalism. Shout out to Ivan. Appreciate that, man. Completely right about this country. I'm out to live in Asia, which I had planned 3 months ago.
You're completely right about this country.
Timing is perfect.
I'm out to live in Asia, which I had planned 3 months ago, and the timing is perfect.
Appreciate that. Listen, if you want to leave, leave. Don't let no shaming keep y'all, man, because this country is not in a good place. Not in a good place. I've always seen myself being elsewhere by the time I got to, a certain age, because I can see the downward spiral. But yeah, ladies, we don't care about your degrees. A lot of y'all degreed up, you got good jobs, and you're still dumb. Look at the men y'all date. When I seen female lawyers dating broke ass, broke broke Pookies, I knew they were done. It's crazy, man. But listen, men, and I want to say this too. You don't need a woman speaking for you either. I've told y'all that too. You don't need a woman speaking for you. I know a lot of y'all think y'all do, but you don't. A lot of these women have their own interests at heart, not yours. They will just pretend like they have your interests at heart. Shout out to KH.
The Bible is law, history, and prophecy. The Bible prophesies the downfall of America by IBM missiles. Jeremiah 51. Go read that if you believe.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, we're pissing off, powerful countries because we still think that we're the country that we were in the 1940s and 50s and 60s, but we're not. Our leaders are weak and our leaders are greedy. They only care about themselves. We are in bad shape, people, and I don't know how it gets fixed. I really don't. I wish there was something that I could say to y'all that would be able to give you answers. I just don't have them. But I can tell you this, do what's in the best interest of you. And that if it ain't being in America, that's just how it is. I've seen men go overseas and they have the time of their life. Better than being persecuted here for being masculine. I'd rather be in a country that accepts my masculinity. That accept, that with women and people that respect me as a man. And I don't have to downplay who I am. I don't have to sort of bend to these heifers' will, right? A lot of you guys live with these women. You don't understand what you're doing when you live with these women. These women want to break you. That's what they want to do. I seen a video today of this heifer, right, having a meltdown in her car. She had a childlike meltdown in her car. Maybe y'all have seen it. In front of her ex-boyfriend's house, because I guess he won't talk to her. So she pulled up and she started acting out. She was like a kid throwing a tantrum. This is a grown woman. These are the type of, this is why it's so easy to use and manipulate these women. Give them a title, give them some money, some weave, and they will do your bidding. They will do your bidding. Give them a title, get them some money, get them some crumbs, some trinkets, and they will do the bidding that you want them to do. They will tear down their own men to do your bidding, do their bidding. Jay, you don't think men should stay here and make a change? I mean, they can if they want to, poetry, but what I'm saying is look at what's happening to men in this country. We're being persecuted for standing on our own 2 feet. Look at what happened to the YouTube manosphere and how they tried to flush out and destroy and flag down men who were speaking truth. There's a lot of great men who made videos over the years that are no longer here. Great content creators, people that y'all could learn a lot from that ain't here no more because they were fleshed out and they were flagged down and they were ran off because they were speaking too much truth, getting more and more mainstream. They're like, no, we can't have that. We can't have these men waking up. So many great men. And now look what we have. We got heifers who are replacing those men. Can you believe this shit? 2017 was the beginning of the end. But I will say more men are waking up, more men are seeing the truth, and I'm seeing it. And then that's been one of the rewarding things that I've seen. I've seen how, we have men who see that this country is minimizing them and marginalizing them. And they're saying, you know what? I can't stay here. I'm not going to stay here. I'm going to move on. When you shine. And when you are masculine and when you're not cucked and ran by women, they're going to attack you. When you can speak your mind and not be afraid to speak your mind, they're going to attack you. They will wipe you out. They will try to make sure that nobody else, no other men wake up. We're going to demonize you. We're going to call you incels. We're going to say that you can't get women. You're going to say that you're ugly. You hide yourself. What man would say these things? What man would wear his masculinity on his sleeve and say, you know what? I do whatever the fuck I want to do. And I'm not going to be led by a bunch of mentally unstable heifers. I'm not going to let society marginalize me. I'm not going to let this corrupt system get me caught up. I'm not going to sit here and change who I am to impress you. I'm better than that. I'm going to be comfortable in my own skin. I'm going to be me. I'm not going to downgrade myself and you know, to make you feel good. And that's what they don't like. Shout out to everybody that's here. Make sure y'all like the stream. I want to tell y'all how biased the media is, man. Like, the media is so biased. Like, they are trying to run defense for this killer that is on the screen. This killer should be written as one of the worst people to ever live. I'm serious. Not defended. I don't give a shit if she identifies as he, him. This is a dumb, idiotic, stupid heifer who got offed trying to kill people. We're gonna stick to that. We're gonna stick to that. And understand this. I don't think a lot of conservatives that are speaking out against this are wrong. The proof is there. And a lot of y'all, and not a lot of y'all, but there are people defending this killer. Because they have become what do you call it? They become very tribalistic, right? Country's falling apart, but you're tribalistic, right? I'm not tribalistic at all. You know, I like to seek the truth in things. It doesn't matter who it comes from, right? I'm not one of those people that say they're speaking truth, but I don't care because of who they are. And I'm not one of those people. Doesn't matter if you're a liberal or Democrat. If you say something real, then you say something real. This person, this killer, should not get a pass for taking the lives of 6 people, 3 children who didn't get a chance to really start their life. This is evil. This is an evil, evil person. And that's what we should be talking about. Right, Bronx? Hats off to the officer that took her out. Absolutely. This is what's going on. You know what's crazy? People talking about how we should have gun reform. All you need is to put police officers in these schools. When I was in high school, man, we had multiple police officers at my high school because, you know, there was always some bullshit going on. So they kept multiple officers there. At one point it was one, then they would add like 2 or 3 would show up during the afternoon, right? At a high school, no less, right? You know, it seems like people are targeting the elementary schools. So what does that tell you? That now you see what's going on and what's in the trend of what's going to be targeted, right? So we need people with guns protecting these schools. You know, I'm not against teachers having guns either. We have a right to defend ourselves, our home, and our property. And if teachers have guns, so be it. You pull up in that school with a weapon, you deserve what happens to you. So I'm all for having not only a police presence, but having teachers with guns, as long as they know how to use them and they have them put up. Because if something pop off, they already know what to do. If you see this idiot, we are going to end them. Because you see, they're not going to high schools, they're going to elementary schools. They want to target the young, the innocent, right? Because in their minds, nobody's innocent because they weren't innocent. I don't give a shit about your trauma. Get help. Stop trying to end the lives of children. People want people to care about their trauma, but you don't care about the trauma of other people. You don't care about the fact that you're taking children away from their families due to your mental illness. This heifer identified as a he, him, as a male, I would assume, and they still weren't happy. They still were suicidal. This person was suicidal. That's why they did what they did. And they're getting all this media protection. What about the children? The children should be protected. This loser deserves no protection. They deserve no protection. And I want y'all to understand what they care about. The media doesn't care about you. The media cares about pushing their corporate agendas. They're getting that George Soros money to push narratives. They want to harm the innocent. That's why they target elementary schools. And I think teachers have every right to be armed, to be honest with you. I do. You pull up in that school thinking that you're going to kill somebody and then you end up getting killed. That's the ultimate justice. That's the ultimate, that's like the greatest amount of justice that could be there. You think that you're going to kill people and then you get killed. Those children didn't deserve to lose their life. Because one mentally unstable person decided that they were going to end somebody, that they were going to do this. These people need help. And you're coddling mentally unstable people. That's the problem. Too many mentally unstable people are being coddled. We need to stop this. We need to stop coddling the mentally unstable. But that's what's going on here. Salute to everybody that's here, man. These people need to get help. Not coddling. But when you say that, they're saying, well, you're being transphobic. No, I'm not. This person has issues. Go ask her black female friend. Now that's crazy. Now she has a black female friend, right? Or former friend, right? Listen, we need, people say we need prayer in school. No, we need mental help in school. These kids need mental help. These kids need psychiatrists because a lot of these people nowadays are going through things and they need the help. They don't need to run the social media, man. How many social media babies do we have now? All these people being, you know what's funny about TikTok? TikTok has become a tool to dumb down America, right? And the funny thing is, they're claiming that they're going to try to ban it, right? They're claiming that they're going to try to ban TikTok, right? And what's funny is that if you ban TikTok, you're going to be banning a lot of weird shit that is being pushed. When really what they're trying to do is gain control over social media so they can ban people and attack people, right? Because they lost control of Twitter. So they say, well, let's put this new bill out where we can target people indiscriminately. That's what they want. They don't care about TikTok. They love TikTok. They love how TikTok is, people are degrading themselves and people being indoctrinated. They love that. They don't want that to go away. They're just putting that in the forefront of that bill, and they're pushing this whole China's bad.
I used to work with teachers. I don't want any of these people armed. The media will protect the alphabet people like the shooter. You saw how they swept monkeypox under table once it was clear.
Appreciate that. Well, I'm not saying that, teachers should just start coming to school with weapons. I'm talking about people who are actually trained, maybe ex-military, right? People who are actually trained with weapons, not people that don't know how to use them. People who are licensed, right? Who probably carry weapons everywhere they go. As long as they have certain, protections and, certain permissions, I wouldn't be against those people doing it. Not just anybody, you know what I'm saying? But people who are actually trained to carry those weapons, But again, we have to deter people. We have to start putting lead in people that are walking into these schools thinking that they're going to end people. They used to have hall monitors. What happened to well, I'm not saying they don't have them anymore, but they would have people walking around the halls, making sure that there's not weird, creepy people walking around because you got all these different entries and exits, right? And they would have people walking around to monitor things, right? I don't know if they still do that, but that's what they need. Get them a hall monitor, that's trained. And that's what they need. Not just anybody carrying a weapon, just people who are actually trained to use it. Right? Yeah, they do love the damage TikTok is doing. They don't want to take away TikTok. They just want to use that China hate and that connection with TikTok in order to push a bill through that's going to basically give them the opportunity to ban alt platforms and go after people. That's what they want. That's what they want. Yeah, like when I was in school, we had hall monitors. Right. Like we like I don't know if they still do it. Maybe they don't do it anymore. But I remember we had hall monitors. We had people to make sure that ain't nobody just because if they saw you walking around the halls, they'll be like, hey, hey, excuse me, what class are you in? Right? That's what they would say. Like you just can't be walking around. You're gonna see people who are gonna want to know where you're going, right? Yeah, like you just couldn't roam around the halls. So, they used to actually put effort into protecting these schools. I don't know if they still do it. I'm not talking about just high schools. I'm talking about elementary schools and middle schools. They have people specifically who would walk the halls to make sure people ain't just coming in there. They're not protecting these schools anymore. Like they're not. That's why you didn't see a lot of school shootings back in I would say the 90s or even early 2000s as far as elementary schools go. Elementary schools or even middle schools, you did see it here and there in high schools. We have seen that, but it wasn't in like elementary middle schools because they wanted to make sure they were protecting those youngsters. Right. Like they watched they watched carefully. Like you just couldn't roll up in the school like that. Like they would keep an eye on you. Like I gotta keep an eye. Let's see who's coming in here. They have those cameras and they have somebody walk in the halls. Like if they see you walk in, they'll send somebody out the office to go see what's going on. So if you come into that school wearing a vest with a weapon and they spot you, oh no. Time to get that pistol. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not. I'm not saying that but I mean, it's too easy for these people to get in these schools, man. It just is. No, they want to ban TikTok. They claim they do, but I don't think they want to ban TikTok. I think they're using that as a way in to sort of become the sheriff of social media, to gain absolute power over social media. That's what they're going to use, that sort of China phobia to target all these social media platforms that don't do their bidding. Right. Like they should have, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to upgrade that security at these schools, man. Like they used to guard these elementary schools like they were guarding a bank. That's how they used to do it. They'd make sure that when the kids were standing outside, they always had people with them. When their parents came and picked them up, they'd be right there. Who are you coming to pick up? But now, I don't know what's going on, man. Salute to everybody that's here, man. I don't know what's going on now. I really don't. But what I do know is accountability need to be had, man. Right. Because see, in China, they care about the next generation. China wants their next generation, to be smart, intelligent, hard workers who care about their country. They don't want dummies who don't know what their gender is running anything. They don't want, they don't want gender confused people running their government. Because that's what we have. We got people. I mean, look at some of the people that they've had in government. Shout out to Deacon Weasel.
Where is all the pastors at calling?
Getting their money. Not caring about society and men. The pastors actually used to be the mentor of men. Now, these pastors too busy trying to sleep with the women in the church. They trying to make their money. They tailoring their message to the women. They are playing with God. And they're not really about their message, man. It ain't a lot of real preachers out there like it used to be. A lot of these preachers don't care. A lot of these preachers is out for themselves, man. They just out for themselves. Shout out to Deacon Weasel again.
Where is TD Jakes? This group is attacking kids.
I mean, have y'all heard from TD Jakes? Has TD Jakes spoke about it? He might be speaking about the transphobia. That's probably what he's preaching about. That might be all he cares about. TD Jakes cares about his money. TD Jakes about his money, man. They're not gonna mess up their money speaking no truth. They'll speak a little truth. Like they'll speak a little truth and then they'll get attacked for it. Especially they'll say something about women. Oh man. All those same women that would repost their videos and, but they're about their money. My nephew played at the U High at Baton Rouge, and his high school teammate was shot in the mass shooting. Okay, what was their name, Severe? Because I spoke about that shooting. They tried to say that the gentleman was being bullied by those guys, and that's why he did it. That's the narrative I saw about that. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if that's true or not. All right. There's a lot going on in the world, man. TD Jake's daughter buying a $6 million home as if she made that money herself. Now, he bought that for her, man. That girl probably ain't got to work a day in her life. I don't think he would buy his son a $6 million house. I could be wrong, but I don't think he, like Shaq. I think there was something where Shaq said he's not taking care of his sons. He'll take care of his daughters, but not his sons. But, there are people that would say that is sexist. There are people that would actually say that is sexist.
Speaking facts tonight, Jay. Keeping putting your foot down on their necks.
Appreciate that, Hey Dot. Well, somebody got to say it. I told y'all I was gonna say something. I told y'all somebody got to say something. Not to say other people haven't, but my way. I have my own unique way of speaking on things. I see things from a global standpoint, and right now we looking bad on a global stage. And now we're indicting political candidates. That's not something America does. But these people are desperate.
Brother, I have lost respect for celebrities. Family, this what happened in Tennessee as an example. Black politicians all are frauds.
Appreciate that, Deacon Weezo. They are, and it's from both sides of the aisle, it seems. I've lost respect for a lot of people over the years, man, especially when it comes to politics. I've lost a ton of respect for a lot of people and their views on things, right? And it's just, these people they only care about themselves and their careers, which is fine, but don't shame other people when they don't share the same viewpoints. And that's what happens out here. The one person I would say I have respect for is Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle is probably one of the few people in Hollywood that I actually have respect for, because he doesn't give a shit about what other people think about him. He's going to speak his mind. He doesn't care. That's why he has wackos trying to fight him on stage. And people try to get on me because I speak about these celebrities. That's because I don't have respect for a lot of them, because a lot of these people are hypocrites. They're weirdos. They're liberal people who don't care about society. They don't care. They hate men, right? They have a hatred towards men, and I'm definitely going to go in on women or other men who have a hatred towards men. I'm definitely going to destroy them verbally, like I always do. All right, JJ Diesel. Make sure y'all like this stream if you haven't. Yeah, Chris Rock did a stand up. He was talking about some things that I liked. All right, let's see. Yeah, like he just does what he wants to do. I feel about Tulsi Gabbard. Shout out to Deacon Weezo again.
Brother, can we call in?
Let's see. Call in. Hold on. I'll take a few phone calls, but I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna take the music break real quick, and I'll be right back. All right. I'm back.
Hey, you lit.
Okay. Let's see. Let me find the Skype. Okay. It's been a minute since I did the phone calls. Let me make sure I still know the number. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Call in. But if listen, y'all call in. Let's keep it brief. Let's keep it brief, people. Okay? Let's keep it brief. Shout out to everybody that's here. I know some people left because they probably thought the show was over. If you want to speak and say a few words about this, salute to everybody that's here, that's still here, because I had a drop off of like almost 60 people. But that's fine. We're going to keep rocking. All right. So we can speak on Trump and the trans person. So is somebody gonna call in? That's why I put the number in the chat. Let me know if you can get through. I haven't taken calls since January. Yo, what's going on? Oh, hold on. Let me make sure the volume right. I gotta do this every show. Oh, let me make sure the volume right. Hold on. That's just how it is. Yeah.
Hey, Brother Black, man, this Deacon Weezo, brother. And real quick, brother, I just want to tell you, brother, I've been a fan of your show. But the Deacon, brother, I know you got a time limit on the show, brother. So I just wanted to throw my input on what's going on real quick, brother. If you don't mind. Oh, man, first off, y'all, but y'all, boy, this booty agenda serious, y'all. But y'all make sure your teeth are chilling. Oh, man, make sure you tell the right things. Because, man, this thing's scary out here, y'all. Don't let them watch cartoons. Don't let them eat none of the snacks. Man, we got to protect everything. Make sure that the dog actually be safe. Y'all, I'm telling you. Also, too, man, we got to make sure we get Trump out, man. Oh, he need to make sure he be out because that's the only male we got. If they going to do that to Trump, what about Monica Lewinsky? Oh, what about Bill Clinton? Oh, they need to go and get their ass in that jail then. We ain't going to just keep going one way and then y'all keep doing this to our good heroes. So, man, Jay the Black, brother, you keep doing your thing. Okay. And, brother, hopefully, if he use that school money and help put it toward Donald Trump bail, because the school ain't going to get built, goddamn it. And with that being said, this big Deacon Weezo, Jada. And, brother, I call in all the time and bring that flavor to you. And the big Deacon, he out.
Okay. All right, Deacon Weezo. Appreciate the call, man. Thank you, all right?
Yes, sir, brother. Yeah.
All right, man. Shout out to Deacon Weezo, who's been supporting in the chat tonight. So he wanted to call in and give his words, to give a few words. Yeah. It's getting crazy out here, people. You got to keep faith because without faith, we don't have anything. Let's see. Yo, what's going on?
What's up, Jay? Hey, this is GT calling in. Ain't called in a minute, brother. What's going on?
Yeah. What's going on, GT? What's up, man?
Nothing much. Hey, I know you said keep it real brief. Mm-hmm. And this is what I want to say, man. Two things. One, all this crap that's going on, of course, is an attack on men and masculinity, as you can see. You got people out here crying that they want men to leave, but then they created this old BS toxic masculinity crap because, as me, people just don't know how to deal with their own insecurities. And then you always talk about you need protection, but then when a man does something, it's like damned if he does, damned if he doesn't do it. Somebody's gonna find something to bitch about regardless.
Yeah.
And number two, that past shooting that happened, even with that shooting that happened in Texas last year, man.
Yeah.
This is an attack on children too.
Yes, it is.
The thing I really hate, that pisses me off, man, is that they always try to make the shooters and these assailants the victims.
Right.
Nobody told you to go to school to shoot these kids up.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And correct me if I'm wrong, brother. And I know, I'm gonna keep it, like I said, keep it brief.
Okay.
This trans person supposedly went and shot the school up because their parents wouldn't accept them. Part of my language, but what the fuck?
Yeah, I seen that. I seen that. That's something that she should deal with her parents and not strangers.
Right. And like I said, man, it's an attack on masculinity, and it's an attack on children, and and to piggyback on what you said earlier, we ain't ready to go to no war with no Russia or no China because, like Eddie Griffin said in the comedy special, one Bruce Lee will whoop everybody's ass in the whole room, bro.
Right.
Hey, that's all I got. Hey, and Russia, those are different type of white people. That's all I got to say.
All right, man. GT, thanks for the call in, man. Appreciate it, bro.
All right, bro.
All right, man. Shout out to him. Yeah, man. Y'all going over there trying to fuck with them people, man. Them people waiting for y'all to pull up. They waiting for y'all to pull up, man. On their soil. Thinking that shit sweet. That's what I'm saying. Y'all go out there, man. The information is out here. They trying to hide it. They want you to only see the lamestream media sources. Even Fox News is worthless, except for maybe Tucker. That's about it. Everybody's about war. And let me say this too. We're in spiritual warfare. That's why the innocent are being attacked. This is a spiritual war that we are in. We are in a spiritual war. You have a lot of broken people who want to destroy others because they aren't happy. You got a lot of suicidal people who are looking to destroy other people while basically destroying themselves. Jay Thomas, it looks like they're struggling, but bro, they see Ukraine as their brothers. Russia could have wiped Ukraine off the map if they wanted to. They could have done what America did in Iraq and destroyed the whole country, but they didn't because they see Ukrainians as their brothers and sisters. Ukraine ain't just another country with a different language and different customs. Like Ukrainians and Russians are basically one people. So as I said earlier, they tiptoed around the country because they didn't want to destroy the infrastructure. Because again, they're going to take over that country anyway. They don't want to destroy the infrastructure because they don't want to have to sit there and rebuild the entire infrastructure. They didn't want to kill as many soldiers as they have because you don't want to destroy an entire military of a country because then you're going to be tasked with occupying it. Yo, what's going on?
Boy, Jay the Black, the Deacon back again. I just wanted to talk about old Killer Cam, old Kamala Harris, Jay-Z face, and old sleepy Joe Biden. Brother, these Democrats, where's the NAACP, brother? Oh, man, what about the Black Lives Matter? Oh, they done took all
they're not around.
They're not around. Yeah, see, brother, and they ain't around, and that's the thing, man, brother. See, the Deacon, he's seeing what's going on. Brother, we got the Black Do Caucus. But, brother, they only stand up if you jump over the fence, and, brother, if you get your breast hit. And, man, with that being said, brother, the food, y'all got to be careful eating that hood stove, y'all. You might eat the Twinkies, and your fellas, your booty, you'll have an apple bottom. And, ladies, y'all getting those Rick Ross beers and edges and stuff. Y'all looking just like your daddy you don't know. So, man, they trying to trick or treat the Black community, brother. If you ain't wearing halter tops, if you're not wearing back, if Dwayne Wade, where's Dwayne Wade and his
Dwayne Wade is fighting for the trans person that did this crime. That's where he's at. He's waving his rainbow flag. That's what he's doing.
Yes. See that, brother? And that's another thing. See, the deacon got to speak on them, Jada Black. Because, see, now y'all quiet at the church now. Where your social media at? All these things. Your son look more, man, Jada, he better be lucky the deacon can't cuss. But, brother, your your daughter, whatever, Kuda Kente, whatever that is, brother. And the sad thing is, I don't watch some of these gangsters. They talk all the trash about your grandma, your mama. Well, boy, they'll say, not that community. Well, the deacon ain't scared of that community. Jada Black, I want all the smoke with that community. Whoever the fat dude at the got doggone Starbucks making the post, because, brother, where's they leaders at? Why don't they let their sweet and sour money go and spend it on somebody? Because they straight man money. We shouldn't do nothing for none of them, brother. They need to come on out. And I ain't talking about come on out. What does that community do to help anybody, brother?
They don't help anybody.
It's on our backs. Yes, sir. And another thing, too, brother, you see, they're trying to get all that reparations. Oh, they want to try to come out now. Harriet Tubman, they going to have her tongue kissing a woman and standing there with the horse and mule. No, brother, we got to see what's going on. You ladies, you need to stop voting Democrat. Y'all sitting here, you vote liberal. Y'all know this why our community, I done seen so many sweet and sour thugs in the hood now, brother. They wearing them yeast infection jeans. They're not taking baths, brother. They can't wear white tank tops. Oh, these niggas neck dirty. Ever since that liberal woman took over the hood, boy, she got that ugly Florida Evans haircut on her head. She got that Eve haircut project here. And that's another thing. This is why the community, our black children, brother, they don't know if Queen Latifah really they daddy or not, brother. They think that Jesus they daddy. Brother, we got to just destroy and rebuild. Yes, sir. Oh, brother, because the deacon feeling good. And also, too, brother, these pastors. But yes, sir, brother, we don't need to go to no more of these churches. None of these pastors ain't coming out. They ain't saying nothing in these hoods.
They should. That's why.
And yes, and they breath stank too, brother. Boy, I had a pastor, brother, man, breath so stank. I did still like the tear job, but the deacon helping the community. But, brother, like you said, man, they ain't doing nothing, brother. And, man, that's another thing. So, black folks, we got to tighten up. Oh, yes. And brother Jaye, I got to say a prayer for you, brother, because I love it. The deacon feeling good. Man, I just want to thank God. I want to thank God for my brother, God. My brother coming with the masculinity, God. Oh, yes, and we love you, God, and we thank you, and we're going to keep getting on their ass. And with that being said, the deacon say, amen. Yes, sir, brother. And I'll be calling again, brother. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate it for the call-ins, all right? Shout out to him. And with that being said, that's it for me. All right. Well, shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Shout out to the people that donated tonight. Shout out to the people that supported, that liked, that shared the stream. This is a stream that a lot of people need to see because there's a lot going on. We got a lot of distractions on this very platform, but we're not gonna get distracted over here. All right. Just understand that we're not getting distracted over here. Well, shout out to 2 Block. Thank you for the Cash App, bro. I seen it. I had just not looked over here because notifications ain't going on for some reason. All right, people. Thank y'all for tuning in. Again, this stream it needs to be seen. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that are unfamiliar as to why Trump is being targeted. So hopefully this stream gives you a little bit more clarity. I mean, but then again, you can go and do the research yourself. Go look at the Duran on YouTube. Go to that YouTube channel. Go to Garland Nixon. He's a brother who speaks about Russia and Ukraine. Does excellent commentary. So shout out to Garland Nixon. He's a black man that's doing the Lord's work. He speaks about the Russia-Ukraine situation. So make sure y'all go and check out Garland Nixon, man, and some of these other people, man. They trying to distract us. They don't want people to know that they're losing over there. All that money for nothing. All those weapons for nothing. All those tanks that are getting destroyed left and right. It ain't working. So what we gonna do? We're gonna distract people by arresting this person, arresting that person. No, not arresting, but indicting this person. We're gonna indict that person, even though we're gonna lose in court. We're still going to indict them because we can't let people know what's really going on out here. There's a lot going on out here. And they don't want you to know about it. They don't. Salute to everyone that's here. Moderators, channel members, thank y'all for being here. Yes, it's a lot of great work all around. Make sure y'all follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The link that's pinned in the chat room will take you to all my channels that y'all should be subscribed to. I post content on 3 channels. I go live only here. This is the only channel I go live on. I post content on Jaye Black and Basic Social Politics with Jaye Black. Go check out the videos that I posted on Basic Social Politics. All right. So thank y'all for being here. That's it for me. I'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all take care and have a good rest of your night. All right.